Miles Morales is brilliant. The story, the characters, the representation, the beautiful New York City, alongside all of the secrets, references, and Easter eggs in this game make this a truly remarkable experience. Insomniac Games was able to successfully introduce us to a new console generation and a new generation of Spider-Man, which makes it for a very bright future. And on top of all this, game has a crap ton of Easter eggs and references for gamers to discover, and this video will be a showcase for all of the known Easter eggs inside of Miles Morales. Each and every single one will have a timestamp down below at the bottom of your screen, as well as in the description. We are going to go over well over 20 different Easter eggs, so be sure to tell me down below which one is your favorite. I'd love to hear it. And with all that said, let's begin with today's video. Let's start out by taking a look at the Black Panther Easter eggs that are present within the game. Now, if you have played Spider-Man PS4, we know that we can head to this location on the map to find the Embassy of Wakanda. However, from here, if we go and turn to the street signs, we can see that a newly updated sign now reads Boseman Way. This is a reference to the late Chadwick Boseman. Insomniac also went one step further and offered a tribute to the actor in the endgame credits. Let's take a look to see what it says now. In loving memory of a noble king, Chadwick Boseman, his honor, strength, and compassion will reverberate for generations to come. Wakanda forever. A truly touching way to honor our king. I thought they did it very respectfully for him. And the Easter eggs actually don't end here for Black Panther. If we head to this location on the map and get onto the train, we can find a time capsule that contains a Wakanda flag. We can take a listen here to see what Miles has to say about it.
Got this on a field trip to a Wakandan Design Group Expo. Finn saw all the tech on display and shouted, "I want to be an engineer!" Guess it's stuck.
Moving on to our next Easter egg, this one is actually pretty fun and joyful. This is a reference to one of the dogs of the developers that is put into the game as graffiti on the wall. I know, that's a weird sentence to digest. So, the director of production for Marvel Games has his dog at this location on the map on a rooftop in Harlem, and upon arriving we can see the graffiti, and we can very well see that this is indeed his dog. He shouted it out on Twitter many times. Kudos to the dev team for this one. I wonder how many other pets are in the world. Now, if we swing our way to some sad Easter eggs, we can go and head to the cemetery up in Harlem at the top left of the map. We can go and find the gravestones for Jefferson Davis, Aunt May, and Uncle Ben. So, Jefferson Davis, aka Miles' dad, can be found at this location on the map. And it is actually a interactable item that Miles can press on to discuss. So let's hear what he has to say for this.
Gonna make you proud.
Upon finishing what you have to say, we will also earn a trophy for this one called Never Give Up. Now, from this location, if we go and head right and continue forward, we can find the gravestones for Aunt May and Uncle Ben. However, these gravestones are not interactable items, so Miles will not say anything about them. For any fans of Doctor Who and the Weeping Angels, we can actually find an Easter egg for them at the Upper East Side Underground Hideout. Once you finish all the enemies and you make your way into the secret room, you will be greeted by a handful of mannequins. And after you finish the jammer, Miles will have this to say.
Did those mannequins move?
And any fan familiar with the Weeping Angels will know this Easter egg or reference. If you look at the mannequins, they won't move. If you look away from them, they will move. Some truly terrifying stuff here. On to our next Easter egg. If you head to this location, we can find a mural to the Black Lives Matter movement. If you have successfully completed all of the crime app notifications, you can also earn the Uptown Pride suit here as well. And to my knowledge, this is one of the first games to include the movement within their world. It also sends a very powerful message around the world in regards to representation. Moving on to some of my favorite Easter eggs in this game are the ones relating to Into the Spider-Verse. Now we have a handful here, so I'll try to be quick. You can unlock the suit by either pre-ordering the game or leveling up and purchasing it. With the suit, you will also get a couple of mods. One that turns the FPS into 24 frames, which is actually matching the frames from the movie. And we also have another mod that actually adds some comic book taglines for each of Miles' attacks. And the one that many of you probably know me from is the moveset and tricks that Miles can do. So, as you're free falling, Miles can do his signature move that occurs at the end of Spider-Verse. He can also lean on both of his sides and also play with his phone as he falls to the ground. A tutorial for these moves can be found in the description down below. Process is a little complicated and I don't want to take too much more of your time with it here. And lastly, we also have a subtle nod to Spider-Pig, which can be found to listening to one of the JJ podcasts at the main menu. Let's take a listen now.
And where will it all end? Spider-Woman? Spider-Punk? Spider-Pig? Oh!
Another Easter egg that I do enjoy actually occurs very early on into the game and can be easily missed if you're not paying attention. So as you progress through your fight with Rhino, he will eventually jump and swing himself across an awfully familiar item. If we take a look again, this is actually the logo for Insomniac Games, the developers of Miles Morales and Spider-Man PS4. Now if there are any X-Men fans out here, you are going to be in luck because we have a couple of references for you to see. If you head to this location on the map and pick up the graphics card time capsule, we can see the words Mastermind X4. This is a reference to the villain in the X-Men series, Mastermind, and the X4 is in connection to the character's first appearance in the comics, the X-Men 4. And another time capsule relating to the X-Men can be found at this location. These are actually 2 ticket stubs for Dazzler and Lila Cheney, 2 X-Men mutants that are present within the comics. And upon picking up the tickets, Miles will say this.
Concert tickets. Finn convinced me to go with her. I went ready to hate it, and wound up buying 3 CDs and a t-shirt. Dazzler and Lila Cheney for life.
As we are covering time capsules at the moment, let's take a look at the final 2 that do share some notable connections. If we head here, we can find an old library book, and on the backside, we can find a review from Ben Ulrich. For those unfamiliar with the character, he plays a major role in the Jessica Jones series. And moving on to our last time capsule, we can find a reference to the big wheel villain that is present in the Spider-Man series. It's incredible to see how many Easter eggs are actually in this game. It truly does show how much time and dedication these developers have put into it. And as I've said before, some players might not discover or even see them. Let's take this Easter egg for example. These are very difficult to spot, but if we head to this location on the map outside of Miles' home and take a look at his apartment list, we have a handful of Easter eggs. Starting from the top and working our way down, we have a reference to Waldo, aka the popular puzzle game Where's Waldo. Moving down, we have one to Andy and Buzz, the characters in Toy Story, and right below that, we have Cthulhu, our favorite tentacle monster. And lastly, we have a bloodied up Freddy and Jason tag, referencing to the popular horror characters. And as we near the end of our video, I'm going to do a quick little rapid fire of some of the spoiler Easter eggs that do occur. So if you want to skip this section, you can just use the timestamps at the bottom of the screen. First, in the mission We've Got a Lead, you can get a cameo from Wilson Fisk, who will say the following to Miles.
Who are you?
Oh crap.
Fisk.
A child playing dress-up, pretending to be Spider-Man.
I can sever the connection from here. Just keep him talking.
Fisk. I stopped what you're doing in Harlem. You're done in my neighborhood.
Your neighborhood? How touching. You'll learn that when you cross me, the people you want to protect are the ones who suffer.
Second, at one of the spider training activities, you can actually have the opportunity to fight Vulture with a different voice than normal to say.
Love Pete's story.
Always meddling, Spider-Man. Why won't you let me commit my senseless, overly dramatic crimes in peace?
Finally, at the end of the game, we see a couple of familiar characters. We know that Harry Osborn is inside of the tank, who may or may not take up the Venom role in the next Spider-Man game. And we also have Dr. Curt Connors, who could very well show up as Lizard in the next game. So could we be seeing these 2 characters in the next game? It's unknown at the moment. Will Peter become Venom, and will we play as Miles in the meantime to help get Peter back? Who knows? It's all up in the air right now. As for our last Easter egg, we will end with the beautiful statue that was constructed for Stan Lee at the Upper West Side location at Mick's Diner. You can also earn a trophy here by interacting with the statue and hearing what Miles has to say.
Like I'd known him my whole life.
And that about concludes today's video. I hope you all enjoyed. This game was filled with many Easter eggs and secrets, so I may have missed one along the way, and I do apologize for that. This video did take me a little bit of time, so I would appreciate if you could drop a like below, as it does help me out a lot. Feel free to comment down below which one was your favorite. I would be happy to hear it. And I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.